Ladies and gentlemen, bigger developments are going on in the NBA verse on June 25 on a Tuesday for some reason. Okay. This is per Big Adrian. Another massive deal. Brooklyn has a deal with Houston to return the Nets 2026 first-round pick for a 2027 Phoenix first-round pick, sources tell ESPN. Rockets also acquired 2025 right to swap Houston OKC first for a 2025 first-round pick. More details coming on pick soon. This is a ripple effect tweet. More in deal. Houston acquires 2029 more favorable of Dallas and Phoenix first-round pick and acquires right to swap Houston first-round pick for less favorable Dallas first and Phoenix first per sources. Implications of the Rockets landing the Suns pick. Houston wants to trade for Kevin Durant, and that becomes far easier if they can return the Suns picks that they gave up in the Durant deal to the Nets. Suns have said they're keeping Durant for now, but that could change next season. Damn. Did they say that? But now Houston has the picks to make the Suns whole again. Would it be crazy, Chad, if we just see like a massive like takesy backsies trade of like, damn, we traded a lot of draft picks for this player. Give them back. Give them back, please. Please. Like, if that's what's about to happen, yo, that's going to be crazy, bro. That's going to be crazy. So, after this tweet right here, the tweet I just read, a lot of people were speculating that, the Houston Rockets are going after KD? A move that I just did not expect for so many reasons, but that is rumors that I did not expect to be happening again on a Tuesday on June 25th. I just didn't know. I just didn't know. But Woj did clarify it a little bit more, okay? As intrigued as the Rockets have been about Durant, they're determined to use the Suns picks to be aggressive on deals elsewhere now, sources tell ESPN. Phoenix has made it clear that they want to run it back with this group, and Houston is seeking a major upgrade right now, okay? On top of that, Woj then tweets out, Rockets possesses a pick swap with the 2020 with Suns in 2025, Suns pick in 2027, and could end up with the Suns pick in 2029 based on contingencies. If the Suns are ever faced with breaking up team, Houston's also in prime position to pursue a younger Devin Booker. For now, Phoenix is trying to win. So, essentially, this just kind of cooled down the rumors of KD going to the Rockets. But the takeaway from this is still the Houston Rockets are trying to accelerate the process of the rebuild, and they are trying to find a major upgrade in one of their positions. I don't know what it is. If they're looking at KD, it looks like they're trying to get a star perimeter player, because I do think there's not a lot of star bigs available in this upcoming offseason, but there's a lot of star perimeter players. KD, Paul George, Jimmy Butler, D Book's name has been thrown around, D Mitch. All of these dudes have been tossed around, and it looks like Houston wants to play a factor in that. And the reason why I want to make this video is I am just not a big fan of that, bro. I don't know what Houston is doing. I do not think it is the move for Houston to try to accelerate the process of the rebuild of the pieces that they got right now in order to compete sooner rather than later, right? A lot of people doubted the Rockets getting Fred VanVleet and Dillon Brooks last season. I was honestly one of them. I ain't gonna lie. But a lot of people also, became more favorable of that deal because, one, the money had to go somewhere, and number two, Dillon Brooks and Fred VanVleet provided good veteran leadership on top of Ime Udoka to a team that's rebuilding around a lot, and I mean a lot, of really good young assets. A lot of really good young assets. And to just illustrate my point, I'm going to bring up said young assets. I think the one guy that separated himself from the crowd this season was Sengun, right? 21 years old, center, 21 points, 9 rebounds, 5 assists. Baby Jokic. You know what I'm saying? And that doesn't, That's pretty high praise, but I think Sengun played well enough to legitimately earn the praise of Baby Jokic. You know what I'm saying? You got a guy, Jabari Smith Jr. over here, 20 years old, played 76 games last season, is a guy that can put the ball on the floor, has a lot of length, has a lot of defensive upside, gave you 14 and 8 in year 2, along with a block and a steal a game roughly on some relatively good splits. Amen Thompson, didn't have the strongest start, but by the end of the season, really proved himself to be one of the better defenders in the league and one of just the craziest athletes. Just one of the craziest athletes in the league, period. You got Cam Whitmore in there as well, 19 years old, giving you 12 points a game on decent efficiency as a 19-year-old coming off the bench. Tari Eason's on this roster as well. And Jalen Green, you know what I'm saying? Still 21 years old, just finished year 3. And while he was the guy that looked like, was the guy that may not, he may have been the guy sticking out. You know what I'm saying? He might have been the odd man out. But even Jalen Green, after having a pretty rough start to the season, had a month where he just looked like an all-NBA player. Like, keeping it a stack. If we talk about this March stretch right here, or this February stretch, however long the stretch is, we're looking at a stretch where 17-game stretch where Jalen Green was like a 28-point-per-game scorer, giving you 6 boards, 4 assists. They were winning a bunch of games, too. This is the crazy winning streak right here, led by Jalen Green. You know what I'm saying? So, Jalen Green was putting in that work. And the reason why I am so not in favor of them trying to find an upgrade is, for those who just saw the last clip that I had about the New York Knicks, the biggest pet peeve that I got in the NBA right now are teams trying to both win now and build for the future. Win now and build for the future. Now, the only exception for that is probably OKC. And it's only because OKC's young talent is poised to both build for the future and win now as it stands, with like how good these players are right now, how good SGA, J-Dub, and Chet are right now. But the biggest example of this is the 2019 Celtics for me, right? Kyrie, Hayward on the team, Al Horford on the team, guys who are in their mid-20s to late 20s trying to win right now. They came onto this team to be a contender right now. But then you draft a JB, you draft a Jason Tatum, and now you're on this crossroads of you're not giving enough touches to your great young prospects, top 3 picks, for them to fully develop. And you're also not going all in on trying to win right now by keeping JT and JB on the team instead of trading really, really valuable young assets to maybe go for an Anthony Davis, go for a Jimmy Butler at that time, and really, go all in on this win now process. I think another example of that is the Cleveland Cavaliers. I think the Cleveland Cavaliers was a young upcoming team being led by Darius Garland, being led by not being led, but, a young core surrounded by Darius Garland and Evan Mobley. They bring in Donovan Mitchell, who is a guy in his mid-20s that's trying to win right now. That hindered the development of Darius Garland and Evan Mobley. And now you're in this crossroads of you're not really in a position to maximize your really young assets, but you're also not maximizing the time that Donovan Mitchell is on the squad. I think another team right now in the NBA that's kind of in this predicament is the Golden State Warriors, right? Steph Curry, Draymond Green, Klay Thompson, with Jonathan Kuminga having the come-up season that he had, with B-Pods being on that roster. You know what I'm saying? They were really stagnant in this last offseason. A lot of people believe when they had James Wiseman and he still had hype, when they had Jordan Poole, they should have traded them guys to have a core, to have a unit more suited to win in the immediate than like being this tweener team, and now that's biting them in the ass. You know what I'm saying? So now Golden State kind of has to make a decision of, hey, is it honestly, with Curry being as old as he is, with Draymond being as old as he is, do we try to move forward and, trade them for and get more younger assets? Or do we trade Jonathan Kuminga? Do we trade B-Paz? Do we try to retool this team and try to, run the Steph Curry era until the wheels fall off? You know what I'm saying? And Houston right now, by looking for these big name free agent star upgrades, I feel like is making that exact same mistake that a lot of these teams have made. I just don't see it. I just don't see it. I think the most successful rendition of a team that was supposed to rebuild, but then brought on a star that's trying to win right now and had the most success, is actually the Miami Heat, right? Because honestly, at first, I didn't see the vision of bringing on Jimmy Butler at his age and time around Goran Dragic and Bam Adebayo. Like, what was that supposed to do? I thought the Miami Heat at that time was more so heading into a rebuild than anything, and then they get Jimmy Butler. But that, the Jimmy Butler era, even though without a ring, they have made it to 2 finals appearances. They have made it to 3 conference finals appearances. So that's probably the most successful rendition of that. But you can still argue that, heck, like, what was it for? You know what I'm saying? It looks like they're about to walk out of this era with 0 championships. And to a degree, you kind of hindered the. I wouldn't say you hindered the progression of Bam, but you just, if you were trying to build a young team around Bam and Tyler Hero and all of these dudes, because you brought on Jimmy, who's trying to win right now, I don't think those guys necessarily got the development that they deserved if Jimmy wasn't there. You know what I'm saying? So I'm saying all of that to say, Houston, do not rush the process. There is no reason to rush the process right now. What is the use of bringing on, let's just say KD, right? What is the use of bringing on Kevin Durant and surrounded? Because I'm assuming y'all still want to keep like at least 3 of Jabari Smith, Amen Thompson, Sengun, Jalen Green, right? What is the use of building around KD at this age and time and surrounding him with young assets? What is the purpose of trying to develop Sengun, trying to develop Jalen Green, trying to develop Amen Thompson, when you are about to bring on a star that's trying to win right now, who's obviously going to demand touches and all of these things in a KD, in a Donovan Mitchell, in a, hell, even like a Paul George may not be as bad, but like a Paul George or Jimmy, like what does that do? I just don't get it. I just really hope Houston stays really patient with this rebuild. Because again, Sengun is the only guy that's really, really like stood out this last year. I still think they need to go through another year of separation, in terms of figuring out who's who on this team. And hopefully they can make a little bit of a leap next season to compete for a play-in spot. You know what I'm saying? So the Rockets are one of the only teams where most of their young players are developing into their proper roles. And that's what I'm saying. I think, honestly, all of these guys, if they pan out, they would just need a playmaker, right? They would just need a solid starting, kind of like Orlando. Well, Sengun could be that guy for them, to be honest with you. But if Sengun is going to be their 5 of the future, Jabari's about to be their 4, Jalen Green can be their 2 guard, Amen could be their 3, and Cam Whitmore develops into like a 6-man, or again, you might just run like 2 scoring guards at the 1 and 2 and rely on Sengun to make a playmaking development. I don't know, but yeah, I don't know, bro. A secondary playmaker and a go-to scorer who's a willing passer in PNR. Donovan Mitchell. You heard they're trying to get Booker KD. Yes, I did hear that. I don't know, bro. Shout out to the Houston Rockets, but just be patient, bro. No need to rush it. No need to rush it whatsoever.